Would GT be feeling a bit of the heat from the combination of Access and Diamond?
Well, no. The acquisitive strategy is different from the organic strategy. The acquisitive strategy means that you've got to digest and do away with the financial indigestion, one, then unlock value, and then move along. Both companies are going to do very well. I mean, we like GT. We also we admire and respect Access Bank. They're doing a great job. So they're a bank. This combination is a combination to watch. And now you talk about Emirates. Emirates has more flights into Nigeria than any other carrier, short of Ethiopia. But in fact, it's that preferred carrier by most people, because the only two airlines that have first class into Nigeria are British Airways and Emirates. And a lot of people tend to, because of Dubai and for all the reasons. But Dubai has grown. They're having 110 million passengers a year. It's significant. Toyota is the preferred brand of most Nigerians here, and we think it's the brand of what? Jumia and Total is the only multinational downstream company. Coca-Cola is going into, Coke is suffering because of sugar. People are worried about sugar consumption, but they're now going to Horlicks and all of that. And Nestle, of course, Maggi Cube.
Yes, I'm interested in industrials, because on your list here are three of the largest. We have food beverages, Guinness, Nestle, then Dangote there. Do you think this is a year to watch these guys because of what the consumer space will look like?
Look, Guinness is launching the Irish Belly Scream new version. They've launched Ciroc with Whiskey as their ambassador. And they've brought in Ro Ferdinand and brought in Thierry Henry last year. The cumulative effect of this innovation behind their brands with Origins is going to make a massive impact. They did a rights issue, and they're moving very fast.
And the consumer market is here.
Absolutely.
The young generation.
Absolutely.
Most of them tasting brandy or whatever for the first time.
Three ways between South African breweries, Heineken and Diageo. But that space, all of these companies are aggressively investing, and you're going to see a lot of progress in that area.
Nestle has done a lot of multi-million-dollar investment in Nigeria in the last a few years, in particular in Ogun State.
Yes.
Lagos backwater. And it looks like all of that is beginning to pay for this company.
And their
brand, above 1,000,
their brand is very diverse. So you go from Nescafe all the way to morning breakfast to cereals.
Milo and the rest.
Milo is a winner. And they've actually miniaturized Milo into sachets and all of that, and people are taking it. So it's not.
It seems that that market locked down. That Cadbury looks like almost on a lockout.
Well, there's a big difference between Bonvita and Milo. Milo is very elitist. Bonvita is very people-oriented. So, and they taste differently. But I take Milo.
Yes, they do.
So,
yes, they do. Yes, they do. I'm on the coffee side. But if we put all of this together, we find that 2019 will be an interesting business year if you're looking at all of this. For example, you said MTN will be coming to the market.
Absolutely.
And that will be something that will put an end to most of the what you call negative stories of the past 1.5 years or so for this very telco.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, the amount of investments they have in ensuring, because the telcos are under very much great pressure on margins. People are moved from voice. They're using WhatsApp and WeChat Instagram. And all. But then they have content. They sell the bundles. There's the roaming of phones across Africa and Europe. So there's a lot of innovation, a lot of investment, and this the devices that people have and the memory capacity of the people are now changed to much more, aggressive devices. So you're going all the way to iPhone, and a Samsung S, so that you can do so much with your phone. But if these guys when they go into the mobile payment system, you're going to see them cannibalize the bottom of the pyramid as far as retail banking is concerned. And they're going to offer these services with their wallets. And just like in Kenya, in Ghana, Ivory Coast, you are beginning to see people making most payments that way. But also because of the borderless country by telecoms. So when you are making payments to you anywhere in the world, in Naira or in dollars and all of that, it actually begins to desegment the foreign exchange market. So it has impact on velocity of circulation, efficiency of the payment system, which also translates into GDP growth. So you're going to see price discovery and therefore margins of companies. The impact of an efficient payment system and information at the same time is always so profound that the economic consequences are quite severe.
One of the Nigerian indigenous brand that is also growing in leaps and bounds is Jumia across Africa. In fact, if left Nigeria long ago, they moved into Africa. And that is one story, how Jumia is riding on technology to be a game changer and be a Nigerian brand.
Jumia belongs to MTN.
Yes.
So
there's an investor.
So So in fact, majority. So you talk about Jumia, you're talking about MTN, right? And that's it. That tells you the amount of consolidation that is taking place and disruption in the financial tech space, and the apps that you can use for airwire going and all those kind of things. Those things are things that disrupt. And the point is that if you are competing with a company that is not in your own space and is not on your radar screen, then you're going to be blindsided. And that is what's happening in financial services. That's what's going to happen in capital markets, because I'm going to be able to buy my stocks and all that without going through my broker by settling, right?
Electronically.
So since these industries have not actually matured and prematurely been disrupted, then you find that the consequences of that could be quite devastating to that industry.
To those in the industry.
Yes.
Quite a lot of interesting package here. But again, we want to understand that the year 2018 is a year that's been described as turbulent but positive. And I found that a bitter taste thing. I don't know which one comes first. The bitter taste or the after effect of being sweet, or sweet first, then it became a little bit an aftertaste. So we'll come to that very conversation in about a minute or two. But give us your opening sequence. When you look at 2018, what's the flagship story for you?
2018 was a year of recovery from the recession of 2017. It was a year of suboptimal growth, but positive growth. A year in which there were highs and lows. But most important was in 2017, we're the second best performing stock market in the world. And in 2018, we're down almost 18%. So we went from the best, from a hero to a zero, more or less. And of course, the world also, there was turbulence in global stock markets, but that's important that we had investors going out, we had US interest rates going up, we had a currency that was relatively stable, mild volatility. It was an interesting year. Turbulent, but also positive.
You have a lot of. We'll try to unpack what you call the key econometers of 2018 when we come back after the break. Of course, a special edition of Business Morning with Bismarck Rewane of Financial Derivatives Company. We'll be right back into Let's Get the Year behind us and right in front of us when we come back after the break.